Hand off to Zielinski around the right side. Got away from one man, got away from two. Squirts between the D.
It's time for high school sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by our platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Abby's Pizza, Apple Valley Honda, Biosports Physical Therapy, Caldwell Baker Cascade, Dick Seating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, the Highlander Golf Course and Grill, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, and Valley Tractor. Now let's go live to the gym for high school sports on your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel.
All the way himself for the touchdown. Beautiful read by Ryan Branham. He'll score from 20 yards out. And a good evening and welcome to Eastmont High School. We're indoors, so no smoke problems tonight. Eric Grandstrom with you as we bring you Big Nine volleyball non-league action actually for the Eastmont Wildcats as they entertain the Ephrata Tigers. Both teams are coming in to tonight without having to play a game. Away with a win here where they Wildcats the Big Nine. Meanwhile, for the Tigers, they were 7-12 and 5-4 in the Central Washington Athletic Conference. So looking for a good one here tonight. You got Rob Jammerman on one side. He's the head coach for Eastmont as he will be in his second season with the Wildcats. Meanwhile, taking over the program here for the Ephrata Tigers is their head coach, Brittany McLeod. She was an assistant last year, so she's been with the program. They know her well as we get ready for the matchup here tonight as the Ephrata Tigers come to town there in black trimmed in orange. Meanwhile, the Eastmont Wildcats are in gray tops tonight with the Columbia blue with a little hint of red in their uniforms as well as we get ready for the first match of the season between the two. You go back to 2017, that's the last time that Eastmont was able to make the postseason state tournament. In fact, only twice in program history have the Wildcats made it to state. That was back in 2016 and 17, and in both of those tournaments they were 2 losses and out. So it's a rare occasion to talk about a state tournament berth. First things first here. They want to play their kind of volleyball and get off to a right start. And Rob Jammerman has been working hard with these ladies in the spring, summer, and now as they get into the fall season. We've got our starting lineups here on tap. First of all, we'll take a look at the starters for the home team, the Eastmont Wildcats. As I mentioned, Rob Jammerman is their head coach. He's assisted by Paris Feifel, Elena Brookover, Stacy Sudom, and Amy Oster. So the starters, they'll start with number 1, Lauren Magnuson. She's an outside hitter. She is a junior. The Eastmont Wildcat roster doesn't list their heights, which, you know, for volleyball, you kind of care about that. It's almost like basketball. Also, you know, come to think of it, the Eastmont Wildcat basketball program also did not include heights. So we'll have to work with Russ Waterman on that. Also getting the start tonight here for Coach Jammerman is Ellie Gale. She's the libero. She is a junior. She wears number 2. Abby Gale, her sister, wears number 3. Outside hitter. She's a junior. Also getting the start tonight, McKenna Bennett, who is their setter. She's a junior, wears number 5. Avery DeGurgis is a middle blocker, and they really lean on her quite a bit. She's a senior, wears number 9. Shelby Howe is wearing number 10. She's a senior and outside hitter, and a middle blocker is Isla Chapman. She wears number 11, and that matches her year in school. She is a junior. The non-starters for Coach Jammerman here tonight, Emily Seidem. She wears number 4. Everly Lawson wears number 6. Kennedy Duncan wears number 7, and Dallas James wears number 8. Again, Eastmont coming in after a 7-11 season a year ago in Rob Jammerman's first season here at the helm of the Eastmont volleyball program. Meanwhile, for the Ephrata varsity, their head coach, as I mentioned, is Brittany McLeod. She is assisted by Brianne Duff, also Maya Alsop, and Tessa Radigan. We didn't get the starters for the Ephrata Tigers, so we'll just go through the roster numerically here. Number 1 is Faith Rodriguez, a 5'3 senior. She's the designated setter. Number 2 is Alyssa Demarkowski. She's a senior. She's 5'3 and a setter. A middle blocker and outside hitter is number 3, Alexis Chornuk. She's a senior. Isley Haney is wearing number 4. She is a senior outside hitter, believe it or not. They only list her at 4'8". Now, I was looking at the ladies out on the floor, and I didn't see anybody that was only 4 foot 8 inches tall. I'll bet she's 5'8", especially since she's an outside hitter. Wearing number 5 is Sydney Chordock, the Chordock sisters, 5'6", outside hitter. She's a freshman. Navy Coer is 5'9", sophomore. She's a middle blocker. She wears number 6. Number 7 is Kennedy Schaefer, a 5'5", senior. She's a designated setter. Also a setter for the Ephrata Tigers is Skylar Wood. She wears number 8. She's a freshman. Number 9 is Ailey Jo Roberts, 5'7", a junior and an outside hitter. Also outside hitter wearing number 10 is Briar Fisher. She's a senior. Tessa Hauskin is a senior as well. She's 5 foot 9 inches, a middle blocker. She wears number 11. And number 12 for the Ephrata Tigers is Addison Vasquez. She's a 5'8" freshman and opposite side. So there you go. The lineups here for the Ephrata Tigers, and coming in after last year's 7-12 campaign. Their 5-4 record in the Central Washington Athletic Conference was good enough for 4th place in the CWAC. So both teams hoping to reach the postseason, but it all starts here tonight with their first activity of the season to come. We'll talk about our officials. We'll also talk about what's to come here on the NCWLIFE channel coming up in just a bit. Our broadcast tonight here on the NCWLIFE channel brought to you in part by our platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling in Wenatchee. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Give them a call today at 509-662-6842. They're on the web at alpineair.net. Don't forget, when you spell air, it comes with an E, ALPINEAIRE. That's alpineair.net. We'll take a break, come back, 2-minute timeout here on our pregame shows. We continue on here from Eastmont High School. It's the Tigers, it's the Wildcats coming up next here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We've got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV. NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
School's back, but this is the kind of math we like. Over 100 slices of pepperoni, one giant Abby's pizza feeds up to 6 hungry people. That's A+ value, toppings to the edge. That's been the Abby's way since forever. Now go do your homework. When someone says, bring home the bacon, we know what they mean. They want Abby's legendary Bacon Cheddar Pizza, loaded with country bacon and packed with Canadian bacon. On sale now at Abby's.com. This month, bring home the bacon at family-owned Abby's.
Well, you're back just in time to hear the announcement of the non-starters and then the starters for both teams here tonight, as we are in a very hot gymnasium at Eastmont High School, and I feel sorry for our cameraman up top. Paul Collard is, let's just say he's bathing in his own sweat right now. Love you, Paul. And it's no air conditioning in the gymnasium, according to Russ Wadham, the athletic director for Eastmont High School. They're having problems with the HVAC system. He says this is not a detrimental thing. It's not anything that's going to last past tonight, but unfortunately can't be fixed in time for this gymnasium full of probably about 150 people to enjoy any refreshing breath breath here. And that's just it. We were talking about it before the match here tonight, that you can't really turn the fans on from outside to try to expel some of the heat in here, because then you run the risk of sucking in some smoke from outside. So we're just going to have to live with it here tonight here for the NCWLIFE channel. I've been wearing shorts until, well, today. This is the first day I've worn long pants, and I can't tell you how long. And also decided to go with a dress shirt and an under t-shirt. And I'm sure that, there's several shades of blue in this shirt right now. Especially when you get towards the armpit area. So, Big 9 volleyball, well, it's just high school volleyball. They play best of 5. You win 3 sets, and you win, you sweep. That's it. It's done for the night. If it goes to a 5th set, the 5th set is a 15-pointer. The rest is 25 points. You got to win by 2. So we've seen it before where a set will go to 32, 33 points because of the must situation for the 2-point victory. Our officials for tonight here are local folks, and welcome to Bill Lieber once again. He is our up official, the R1 if you will. The R2 is Tina Mitchell. The LJ1 is Desiree Phelps, and the LJ2 is Darren Lingle. We've got the announcement by Eastmont, one of the players, on the sportsmanship.
Respect, responsibility, and perspective. Both schools tonight have proud and successful traditions. Sportsmanship is not one of them. We ask for your support in letting the players play, the coaches coach, and the officials officiate as you positively support your team. Let the competition reflect mutual respect among all participants, officials, and fans. It's all about respect. Respect for the game, respect for each other, and respect for yourself. Thank you for being a model of good sportsmanship. Let's have a great night and enjoy the game. Go Cats!
There you go with the read there. That's Abby Gale, a junior outside hitter for the Eastmont Wildcats, with our sportsmanship pledge by everybody in attendance here, fans and players alike. We have our anthem right now, so we'll take another 2-minute break and come back, get you ready for the first serve. Coming up, it's Eastmont, it's Ephrata right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
BC Outdoor Sport Fishing TV, Season 14. Join your host Mike Mitchell and his special guests as they explore some of the most exciting fisheries BC has to offer. BC Outdoors Sport Fishing TV. Check your listings for airtimes.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCWLIFE channel.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
Tonight's broadcast of high school sports on the NCWLIFE channel brought to you in part by Abby's Pizza. For more than 50 years, Abby's has proudly served the Northwest with toppings to the edge, 100% real cheese, and freshly rolled dough. Order online at abbys.com. Also by Apple Valley Honda. Test drive a new Honda today at Apple Valley Honda in East Wenatchee. They're committed to preserving the environment, not only with fuel-efficient vehicles, but also other eco-friendly actions and alternatives. So on your screen, we have a different setup here tonight. Our main camera from up above will show Ephrata to the left of your screen. And Eastmont to the right. That happens to be opposite of my location here in the gymnasium. But we also have another camera on the floor that Juan is running that is showing it the opposite direction. So we hope not to mess you up too much here tonight. And the service is to Ephrata, and the ball goes just over the net after ticking the top of the net on the serve by Faith Rodriguez. That'll go down as an ace, and Ephrata grabs the early lead. Rodriguez has the libero jersey on as well, and the second service this time will hit the top of the net and curl into the floor on the Ephrata side. So we're tied at 1, and Eastmont will bring in a substitute here as we go for the service, and that'll be to Kennedy Duncan. Junior setter will come in, and she will serve with the right hand from the right side along the back line as the Wildcats look to get their first offensive point to 20-25. Service is across, and Rodriguez there for the return. Little tap at the net by Chornock. That's Sydney, and it is short and falls in for a point for the Wildcats. So Eastmont up 2-1. We'll try to keep track of the lead changes. Largest leads as well here. Service again from the right side by Duncan. Ephrata with a good return. A block at the net will go off a finger and out of bounds. That'll be a point for the Eastmont, or for Ephrata, as up front getting up there tall was Dallas James, but ball splits her fingers and goes out of bounds and will be out to the Tigers. And coming in to serve for Ephrata will be Kennedy Schaefer. She'll serve with the left hand, or right hand from the left side. And Eastmont at the net with a kill, and it's good. Point to, or will they say here? It is a point to Eastmont. And with the kill there was Abby Gale, and I always love to see that, where the person who is responsible for the point before now gets the serve, as Abby Gale will step to the back line. Service by Gale, good across the net. Rodriguez there for the return for Ephrata. Little soft touch at the net. Beautiful job on the right side by Sydney Chornock, as she'll tap it across and split the defense and collect a point for Ephrata. So we're all tied at 3-3. Early going here in this one. Best out of 5 in our sets here tonight. Service will be to Chornock, who just got that point, and her service is a little long, so it'll go out and unforced error, the first of the night for either team, as that service was a little bit too long. Now it'll be Ellie Gale on the service for Eastmont. She's got the libero white jersey on with the number 2. Her service is just a knuckleball across the net, and Ephrata trying to reattach here, and they get it back across. Here's Eastmont up front with a kill attempt. Nice hard hit by Chapman, but Ephrata to the task. We had somebody into the net, and it will be a point to Ephrata, as Eastmont got a little bit too close. I think that may have been Chapman. Isla got into the net there, so the point goes to Ephrata. Tigers tied it up at 4-4. 3 different ties here in the early going, and just like that, ball served into the nets by Alexis Chornock, and so the ball will go over to Eastmont on the serve. Substitutions for both teams into the contest for the Wildcats again is McKenna Bennett, and she will drop back to serve. Bennett from the right side with the right hand looks at Rob Jammerman's clipboard, and he wants her to go to the back line. She does, to Chornock. Up front it comes, kill attempt, and we got somebody in the net again. Looks like it is Eastmont in, or Ephrata into the net. This time getting a little bit too close was Navi Cower. And so the point goes to Eastmont. Wildcats have their largest lead here at 6-2, 6-4. Service by Bennett. Oops, into the net it goes. First unforced error by Eastmont here tonight on a serve, and that's where you'll see most of those. Substitution for the Tigers, Addison Vasquez comes in, and back to serve for Ephrata is Alyssa Demarkowski. Service by Demarkowski is to the back line. Eastmont is there. They set it up front. Kill attempt to the left side of the defense. It went over the net, and then the kill attempt by Eastmont goes out of bounds. It was a nice idea up front for the Wildcats by Shelby Howell, but it was out of bounds. Point to Ephrata. We're tied once again. 4th tie here of the first set. Nice attempt going to the floor at a knee by Dermakowski, but she can't quite corral that one. It goes out of bounds at a point to Eastmont. So just as Ephrata has been able to bounce back and tie the game, they've yet to take the lead here, except for that first point of the contest. Wildcats with the serve. Back line it goes as Magnuson had the serve. It was a good serve. Block at the net. Eastmont keeps it alive. Good job of countering after the touch at the net, but unfortunately for the Wildcats, not enough oomph on that one from Kennedy Duncan, and it falls into a point for Ephrata. So once again, another tie. That's our 5th tie of this first set. Service will be to Isley Haney. Haney with the service. And that is caroming off of a Wildcat, but the Eastmont gets it back over. How about that? Front line it comes. Here's a kill attempt across by Chornick. Eastmont with the counter. Here's a kill at the net and a point for the Wildcats. Getting up high and getting the right hand on it from the left side for Eastmont was Abby Gale. Service for Eastmont will be Isla Chapman. Isla's probably one of the tallest girls on the Eastmont side of things here. Boy, that was a rocket serve. Ephrata there. Chornick gets it back over. There's a bump set for Eastmont from Bennett, and the Wildcats a little bit too deep on the kill attempt up close, and so a point for Ephrata, and we're tied once again. Service will be back to Faith Rodriguez, who started things off for us here tonight. Rodriguez with the right hand from the right back line, and her service caroms off of the fists of Magnuson, and Eastmont able to get it back over. Chornick up front. Here's a kill attempt. Left hand from the right side is in for the point for the Tigers. How about that one? With the kill was Addison Vasquez. And that gives Ephrata their second lead here of the contest. So we've had 2 lead changes and 6 ties. Ephrata trying to take advantage, but they cannot, and we're tied once again. 7 ties here in this first set. How about the contest and competition here tonight? Substitution here for the Wildcats. We got to make sure everybody's set before one can come in and the other can come out. Bennett comes out. James comes in. Meanwhile, back to serve for Eastmont is Kennedy Duncan. Duncan with the jump serve. Ooh, beautiful serve. Chornick is there and will get it back across with a backwards bump. Nice job by Chornick. Here's a kill attempt. It's in, just inside the back line. How about that kill from Abby Gale? That's a second for Gale here in this first set. Rob Jammerman comes over, encouraging the ladies as the Cats are up again here, 10-9. Service for Duncan. Back line it goes, up front to Dermakowski, and Eastmont falling to the floor. Can't quite get enough on it. Kennedy Duncan went down to get it on just a little soft serve at the net by Ephrata, and it'll be a point to the Tigers. And guess what? We're tied again. 8 ties here in this first set. Kind of have a feeling this might go this way for a while here tonight. Service for the Tigers. Down to a knee, the Wildcats. We got, I think, Ephrata into the net. No, they're going to say Eastmont is into the net. So a point to the Tigers again for the 3rd time here. They are leading it by 1. Can they get their largest lead? We'll see. Service. Eastmont up front to Magnuson. Now the kill, and it's too long, so the Tigers get their largest lead here. 2 points, and continuing with the service, it's Kennedy Schaefer. Schaefer with the right hand for the left side. Right down the middle, she'll go to Magnuson. Eastmont with the kill attempt at the net. Spins off the fingers of a Tiger and falls down for a point for Eastmont. Blocked by the standard holding up our net here, so I couldn't tell you who got that. But Abigail will get the service as the Wildcats are within a point. Oh, another rifle serve, hits the ceiling and will drop down for a point for the Wildcats. That'll basically go down as an ace for Abigail. And we're tied once again. 9 ties here in this first set. Gale, service. Deep, too deep. Good talk, good communication by Ephrata on the back line as Rodriguez was back there along with Chornock, and they both look at each other and gauge it, and they gauged it correctly as a long service out. So Ephrata with the lead, 13-12. Here's the serve, and that is by Sidney Chornock. Eastmont just kind of trying to get it back over. They do. Here comes the set for the Tigers, and a block at the net on the attempt by Haney. But right there across the net from her was Emily Saddam, and it is a point to Eastmont. Tied once again. 10 ties here in this first set. Service for the Wildcats to Ellie Gale, the libero. Gosh, what a hard serve. Trying to get a hand up to it was Kennedy Schaefer, but it goes off of her and just goes out of bounds. Eastmont back on top. Back and forth we go. We've had 4 lead changes in this first set as the Wildcats lead it. Service, cross court, it'll go. Chornock is there. Up front, here's the kill attempt. Cross court from the left side by Haney. Eastmont with a counter, spins off of one hand, gets down to another, and the Tigers respond. Good volley back and forth here. Eastmont with a kill attempt. It goes back to the middle, and right there is Chornock. Cross court again on the kill for the Tigers. They can't get it down. Eastmont with the rifle shot. How about it? For the Wildcats with the points. I believe that was Abby Gale once again. Gale getting slaps of high fives from her teammates as it will be Ellie on the service. Cats up top, 15-13. Nasty serve once again. Tigers trying to chase it down. They get it across. My, oh my, that was a great job there. Eastmont again on the kill. Look out, the Wildcats are feeling it right now as Chapman had the kill at the net. Another point to Eastmont. We're going to get a timeout taken by Ephrata. We'll take a 30-second break and come back as Eastmont's out to its largest lead here at 16-13. You're watching high school volleyball tonight here on the NCWLIFE channel.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Coverage of high school volleyball tonight here on the NCWLIFE channel, brought to you in part by Biosports Physical Therapy, Aqua Therapy, Sports Biomechanics, Orthopedic Physical Therapy, Orthotics. All you need to keep moving. Find them online at biosports.net. Open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. First of 2 volleyball matches this week here on the NCWLIFE channel. We'll head across the river on Thursday night for a great Big Nine matchup. It's the Big Nine opener for both, between the Wenatchee Panthers and the Davis Pirates. Boy, Davis has really come to the forefront of Big Nine volleyball here the last couple of seasons. So after the timeout, Eastmont with a serve and a 3-point lead, 16-13. The Tigers hoping to slow the roll a little bit here for Eastmont. Backwards set. Down to a knee is Rodriguez, and that ball goes out of bounds. It's a point to Eastmont. They now lead it 17-14. We've had 10 ties and 4 lead changes here in this first set of the night. Service again by Gale. Back line it comes. Good return here for the Tigers. They keep it alive and get it back across, but no, they're going to say it was a lift, as the Tigers are just trying to respond to that nasty play up front by Isla Chapman. Well, she's been on the money here at the net for the Wildcats. 18-13. Service by Gale. Back to the libero. That's Rodriguez. She will hit it with both fists backwards, get it over the net. Here's another kill and another point. And this time the kill for Eastmont was by Dallas James. Wildcats showing impressively up front here tonight. 19-13 our score. And this big run for Eastmont is all with the service of Abby Gale. Another nasty serve will spin into the wall off of the attempt at the return by Rodriguez. We're going to get another timeout taken by the coach Brittany McLeod, and we'll take a 30-second break on our broadcast as well. Eastmont trying to run away with this first one here after it was back and forth and back and forth. 20-13 the score. We'll come back with more here from Eastmont High School right after this 30-second timeout.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
Welcome back once again here to Eastmont High School. Wildcats on quite a run here as they were down by 1 but have served the last 7 points in a row and have taken a 20-13 lead here. We're playing to 25. Got to win by 2. But the roll here by Abby Gale and company as Eastmont has really stepped up, especially up front. Here's the service again. Ephrata with the counter. They do get it back across. Eastmont again with another kill attempt at the net, and then a scramble time for Ephrata. Tigers do get it back across. Eastmont with a nice set, a nice spike, but this time it's in the net. And that roll will finally come to an end here on a little mishit up front by Lauren Magnuson. Substitution here for Ephrata. Back into the contest comes Navi Carr. And meanwhile, back to serve for the Tigers is Alexis Chornik. Her service is good to the back line right there, Magnuson for the Wildcats. And, oh my gosh, if it's not something that's coming 100 miles an hour, then a little touch for Eastmont. It drops in the hole in the pond, as my good friend Leanne McGahee told us about when we first started doing volleyball here on the NCWLIFE channel. I should say Leanne Branham. Thank you, Leanne. 21-14 our score. Eastmont with the service, and McKenna Bennett back to serve for the Wildcats. Tigers, ooh, nice idea up front by the youngster. Well, not so young, Isley Haney. The senior tried to just lightly tap that ball and get it back across the net, but nope, not happening. So the point to Eastmont. Wildcats again with the service. They'll go right down the line with it. Now Rodriguez will get it to the front line, and another soft touch, and it will be 4 hits for the, or no, they're going to say that it was Haney into the net, so a point to Eastmont. 2 away from winning this first set. Service by Bennett. To the back line it comes, and a miss hit back there, and things kind of rattling here for Ephrata as Sydney Chornik couldn't get that one cleanly. And not a too difficult service to handle, but just kind of caught her between. So 24-14, trying to get the win here. McKenna Bennett for Eastmont. Service right across the net, skimming the top of the net. The Tigers, another miss hit up front, and a rough couple of points there for Isley Haney. Meanwhile, the Wildcats will take advantage, and they will win the first set here tonight by a final of 25-14. We will take a 60-second break and come back, get you ready for the second set here at Eastmont High School. It's the Tigers and Wildcats tonight here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $2,500.
Thanks for joining us for our first broadcast of the fall season here for high school sports on the NCWLIFE channel. Eric Grandstrom with you as we bring you volleyball tonight. First of 2 matches here this week. It's Ephrata, it's Eastmont here at Eastmont High School. Then coming up on Thursday night, We will bring you Davis and Wenatchee at 7 o'clock in the evening on Thursday. We'll have our first girls Big Nine soccer match of the season next Tuesday as Wenatchee will host West Valley at Lebofto Field in the Apple Bowl. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wiesen will have the call there. Then more football coming up on Friday, September 19th. It's Eastmont hosting Davis. We'll have that live at 6:30 with our pregame show. Join me and Grant Olson for the call on that one. Our broadcast here tonight brought to you in part by Coldwell Banker Cascade Real Estate. For all your real estate needs in Central Washington, give Coldwell Banker a call at 509-888-8887. That's 509-888-8887. Well, the Eastmont Wildcats really started to flex their muscles up front at the net in that first set as it was back and forth with 10 ties, 4 lead changes, but Eastmont went on quite a run with the service by Ellie Gale, and it was just a stone wall up front for Eastmont. Was able to get one kill after another at the net, and that really was a nice run as they got up to 20-14 at one point and would go on for the 25-14 victory in set number 1. Ready for set number 2, and it should be a service to start by the Wildcats here. Again, our officiating crew tonight, the R1 or the up official, if you will, is our good friend Bill Lieber. R2, which is over here at the scores table on the floor, is Tina Mitchell. And then on the end lines, you got line judges. The LJ1, as they call her, is Desiree Phelps. And the LJ2 is Darren Lingle. So that's our adjudicators tonight for this volleyball match between Ephrata and Eastmont. The Ephrata Tigers 2A classification team out of the Central Washington Athletic Conference, as we lovingly refer to it as the CWAC. Meanwhile, the Eastmont Wildcats, a 4A school, part of the Columbia Basin Big Nine Athletic Association, or as we call it, the Big Nine. So I believe it should be a service to the Wildcats. It will be, and who will get the serve? It will be McKenna Bennett. So Bennett, the junior, will get the service to start things off here. See if this one starts like our last one, just back and forth and back and forth. And here we go, Ephrata with the counter. A block at the net, Eastmont keeps it alive. Wildcats back to Bennett, kind of a mishit there, but the Cats get it back over. Here's Ephrata up front. The kill attempt is blocked right at the net, but the Tigers get it back over. Nice running attempt there by Magnuson. And this ball on the kill attempt, soft kill attempt up front for the Wildcats. It goes a little awry. Goes out of bounds. Good communication by Ephrata to let that one fall. So the Tigers have the early lead here. Service for the Tigers by Haney. And the Cats with the counter. A little reverse set and a push across by Vasquez. And we're going to get into the net. It will be up front. Getting too close, Nabby Carter. 5'9" sophomore, found herself touching the net. Can't do that, so it's a tie contest, our first tie. We had 10 ties in our first set here tonight. Wildcat service, it'll be Lauren Magnuson, and second unforced error of the night for the Wildcats on a service that goes into the bottom of the net. Substitution for Ephrata. Into the game comes Alexis Chornock, and back to serve will be the libero Faith Rodriguez. Rodriguez, a senior, approaches, and she'll go to her opposite libero, Ellie Gale, on the return. Wildcats at the net. Speaking of the net, saw it move, and they will get a point here to Eastmont. Again, Chornock into the net. So the Tigers just like a moth to a flame right now, being attracted to that net cord. And we've got our second tie here in the second set. Service for the Wildcats by Chapman. Isla's service to the back line. Tigers just really in a lot of respond mode, not too much setting up their offense. And here's another point to the Wildcats. So we saw that midway through the first set, and it continues on here in the second set where Eastmont is the aggressor. Eastmont the one kind of controlling the terms of this pace so far in this contest, where they are definitely on the offensive. It'll be Isla Chapman again on the service here for the Wildcats. Now Eastmont up 3-2. Cross-court serve is a dandy, and down to a knee. Chornock Sydney can't return it. Ace in the books here for Eastmont. Wildcats up 4-2 here, and they got a new ball in, but they didn't need it since Chapman was ready to go. So Isla, a junior, serving from the left side on the back with her right hand, goes too deep this time around. A little bit too much muscle by the junior there. And it is out and a point to the Tigers, so they trail it by 1 here. Is back to serve will be Kennedy Schaefer. The 5'5" senior waits for the official's whistle and serves it. Gale is there. Here's a little touch at the net, and Ephrata, I think, got a lift called. It is. And a point to Eastmont. There for the little soft touch was Avery DeGurgis. 5-3 the score. Wildcats on top. And back in comes Lauren Magnuson. Meanwhile, back to service. It'll be Kennedy Duncan. Duncan with the jump serve. Hold on. We got Eastmont out of rotation as the serve occurred. You got to hold your position until the service is finished. And now Bill Lieber will communicate to the Wildcats' Abby Gale about what exactly happened there. Gale will then come over to Rob Jammerman and say, okay, what happened there? Well, we moved a little bit too soon. So point goes to the Tigers. They trail at 5-4. Service a little bit deep, and in fact too deep. Good communication on the back line by Eastmont, and the point goes to the Wildcats. They lead at 6-4. So Abigail now, who had that beautiful run in the first set, will service here, and that is such a difficult serve as it comes right into your face. It might be too deep, but the Tigers have no choice but to try to get it across. Wildcats here with a miscue at the net. That's one of those rare ones here tonight. As I believe with the kill attempt was Abigail, but this one kind of goes on a Funko off of her hand. Maybe it was DeGurgis who had it kind of go awkwardly off her hand. So we are almost tied, 6-5. Ephrata continues with the serve, but the Tigers serve right into the net. And they'll huddle up and try to regroup after that miss hit by Alexis Chornick. 7-5 lead for Eastmont as Ellie Gale will look over to Rob Germerman on where to serve. She'll go right down the line, back line it is, and right into Alexis Chornick, who just had a miss hit and now has a miss hit again on a serve. So that'll go down as an ace for Ellie Gale. 8-5, Eastmont with their largest lead here in set number 2. They won the first set if you're just joining us. Again, Ephrata just with the scramble drill. Eastmont with the set, the kill, and it is in. No, out. Bill Lieber, our official who's got the better viewpoint of that one in the back corner back there, says it was out. So it's a point to Ephrata, and the Tigers will send Alyssa Demarkowski back there to serve. Substitution as well for Ephrata as Addison Vasquez comes back in. She's had some good moments here for the Tigers in this game tonight. Eastmont with the kill attempt at the nets. Good swipe that time. The Tigers a little bit too deep on that left-handed little shove at the net. That was a good idea by Vasquez, who just checked in to the contest, but just a little bit too much, too many Cheerios this morning. 9-6 the score. Wildcats will send McKenna Bennett back to the serve. Bennett approaches, smacks that ball to the back line. Tigers get it back across. Nice job by Vasquez to kind of save that one. Again, a kill attempt. Beautiful diving play by Rodriguez. Keep that ball alive. Back line it goes to Magnuson for Eastmont. Kill at the line. Not quite for Chapman. Another kill, another block for Chapman right there again. She's that wall up front, and she gets another block and a point to Eastmont. Wow, how about the play of Isla Chapman on 3 hits in a row that came across, and she says, rejection. The Dikembe Mutombo finger wag in your mind anyway. 10-6, Eastmont up by 4. Wildcats with a service. And back there, boy, they are trying to go right at Isley Haney. She's had kind of a difficult go to it, and this ball a little bit too deep off the fist of an Ephrata Tiger. And another point for Eastmont. They lead it now by 5, 11-6. Red zone showing their throats here tonight. Pretty good contingent of student body here at the match. A little deep serve this time. Rodriguez is there. Here's a touch at the net, and Ephrata does a better job of staying out of the net this time. And here's a kill. Oh my gosh, how perfect was that? Shelby Howe went deep on the kill and not a lot of mustard to it, but somehow got it in the back corner. And Ephrata says, no, we got to take a timeout on this run. 12-6, Eastmont on top will take a 30-second timeout. You're watching high school volleyball tonight here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Whether you're a new homeowner or looking to update, Save Mart in Wenatchee has everything you need. From top-of-the-line appliances to comfy mattresses and stunning furniture that fits your style, they have it all under one roof. With great deals and expert customer service, you'll find the perfect pieces for your space and your budget. Save Mart, your local destination for quality appliances, mattresses, and furniture at prices you'll love.
Our broadcast of high school sports here on the NCWLIFE channel brought to you in part by Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning. For over 50 years, Dick's Heating and AC is family owned. They service all brands, commercial or residential. Schedule maintenance and repairs. Call today, 509-884-6444. That's 509-884-6444. Thanks to Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning for jumping aboard and helping to bring you high school sports on the NCWLIFE channel. So a little run here by the Wildcats as Ellie Gale will continue on the service. Actually, excuse me, it's McKenna Bennett on the serve. Cross court she will go, and Ephrata with the counter. They get it back across. Eastmont now a little scramble for the Wildcats for the first time in a while. And Rodriguez back line, and she will not be able to get it up enough to get it across, and then try to help it across was Core. So Cower can't get it across, and Eastmont to their largest lead now at 7 points. Well, our official on the floor whistled on that one and says it was a rotation violation for Ephrata. So Tigers showing their youth a little bit here in this match on the road tonight. Another service by Bennett, and they're going right at Haney on that back line. Cross court here is good communication by Eastmont on their side of the net on the cross court attempt. That was up front by Vasquez. It was either Vasquez or Ailey Joe Roberts. Bennett again on the serve. Cats up by 10 now. Up front it comes. A little tough set there for Demarkowski. And here is a wicked kill at the net. And how about Isla Chapman coming to the match here tonight? Chapman with the kill. 16-6. Eastmont up by 10 as Bennett continues on the service. She'll go cross court with it. Block at the net by the Wildcats. Set. They just decide, Ephrata does, we got to stop this stuff right here at the net, so they go a little bit deeper this time. Tigers, that may have been out, but the Cats keep it alive. Good volley back and forth here between the two. Scramble here for Ephrata. They hit it softly. Eastmont is there for the return. Here's a kill attempt at the net, goes off a finger up front and almost fell to the floor. And this one could have been too deep, but no, Wildcats want to stay on the aggression here with the offensive set. And it will be 2 hits here against Eastmont, and we'll go a point over to Ephrata. Wow, what a volley to end with a double hit. 16-7 the score. Tigers with the service, and backing there is Isley Haney. Haney with the serve. Got it across. Backwards was Abby Gale just to keep it alive to her teammates, and beautiful play back there by Rodriguez, but she just can't quite get enough on that kill by Eastmont, and it'll be a point to the Wildcats. Lauren Magnuson will now service for Eastmont, leading it by 10, 17-7. They led by 10 a couple of times back and forth here. Wildcats won the first set, 25-14. Service by Magnuson is good. Oh, nice little idea here on the near side, on my near side by Sydney Chornock. Tried to just a little dink over the net, but it goes outside the antenna. And when it goes outside the antenna, the ball is out and a point to the other team. Service again by Magnuson. Oh, back line, Eastmont right there. And by the way, that was a kick by Chornock, which you can do, by the way. You can use your foot to kick it. If that's all, the only appendage you can get to it, it is perfectly legal. Just didn't quite get enough to get it over the net. So 19-7, Eastmont's largest lead. Again, Magnuson on the serve. Boy, beautiful serve once again. Chornock with the set as Ephrata gets it back across. Here is Gale. And another trying to find a hole in the pond. And Eastmont just one after another at the nets with the attempts. And ooh, little miss hit there for the Wildcats as Sydney Howe went up and just kind of a miss hit it there. And a point over to Ephrata. Rob Jammerman comes over and gives some attention to the ladies on some instruction. Meanwhile, the service will be to the libero for Ephrata, Faith Rodriguez. They trail it by 11. See if they can get a little rally going here. We're going to get, hold on, whistle beforehand. And Bill Lieber is asking for Tina Mitchell to come over and have a little discussion here. I don't know if it was a case of a rotation issue before the serve. The point apparently went to Eastmont. And now Bill is talking to Tina, and apparently that'll be a message that'll be carried over to the coach for the Tigers, Brittany McLeod. Meanwhile, Eastmont trying to substitute bodies here, as coming in will be Emily Saddam, and out will come McKenna Bennett. So Bill actually comes over himself to talk to Brittany about the issue at hand. So it looks like somebody came into the front part of the court before the actual service occurred. So you got to wait till after the service to be able to come up into that front quadrant. I'm talking like I know so much about volleyball. I don't know squat. I'm just guessing what the conversation is here. Bill continues, and Tina, now they continue over to the scorers table. So once you hand in your lineup, you have positions on the floor where the ladies are supposed to play. And then they need to keep that rotation so that they are in the order that they were on the starting lineup. So if you've got, say, for example, for Ephrata, if you got Vasquez in the front right, and then behind her you got Sydney Chornock, those two have to stay in the order that they are throughout the rotation of point to point to point. And so if the service changes and you rotate in a clockwise rotation on your positioning on the floor, well, you have to maintain that position even if that person is substituted for on the floor. So Rodriguez or Vasquez stays in and then Chornock comes out. Well, Vasquez needs to make sure that whoever came in for Chornock, they stay in the correct position on the floor so that they don't get out of rotation. 20-8 is our score. That's what they have on the board right now. As Eastmont finally gets they got to wait for Bill to get up on his perch again before they can do the substitution here. Waiting back there to serve for a while has been Isla Chapman, who's had a great match here tonight for Eastmont. So again, coming in is Saddam. And Chapman, once we get the whistle, there it is, we'll get the service. Chapman serve cross court will ricochet off of the hands of Chornock. Sydney can't handle it. That is an ace, and it'll be a point to Eastmont. 21-8 the score. Wildcats trying to sprint here to the finish of set number 2. Chapman on the serve for the Wildcats. Isla's right-handed serve on the way. Back line again. This one's too deep, and good communication. As back there helping out Sydney Chornick was Isley Haney saying, no, that's too deep. And it does go out of bounds, so it'll be a service after the point to the Wildcats. As back to serve for Ephrata is Kennedy Schaefer. 21-9 to score. Schaefer's service back to Abigail. And here's a little fist bump at the net between two players. A kind of a stalemate. Ball hangs for a moment. And then back to the volley. Ephrata with the point here, as they're going to say Eastmont was in the net. 21-10 the score. As the ball rolls slowly on the Eastmont side, need to get over to the Ephrata side so that Kennedy Schaefer can serve once again. 21-10 the score. Schaefer. Nice soft serve. Wildcats get the bump to set the spike. Falling down, Rodriguez to keep it alive. Here's a shot into the net by Chornick. Again, just looking through the net, that's just got to be so intimidating. So intimidating to have two bodies just skying high right in front of you. It's like, what am I supposed to do with this? And then, oh yeah, I got to hit it. 22-10 to score. Eastmont on top. Service this time will go to Kennedy Duncan. Duncan. Beautiful jump serve. May have been too deep, but then miscommunication after the return up by Haney, and then nobody came to help her. Can't hit it twice, so it falls to the floor. 23-10 the score. Duncan again on the service. Junior setter for the Wildcats. Jump serve, back line. There's Rodriguez. Up front it comes to Chornick. There's a kill attempt, and this one way too deep off of Alexis Chornick. She hasn't touched the ball so much in a while, and she finally gets a hand to it, and it was exploding off of her fist, but unfortunately goes sailing out of bounds for Ephrata. So trying to wrap it up here in the second set, Kennedy Duncan on the service. Ooh, beautiful serve, and that will go down as an ace, and a beautiful one for Kennedy Duncan as Eastmont wins the second set by a final of 25-10. Wildcats will go for the sweep when we return after this 60-second timeout. We've got two in the books and looking for number 3. That's coming up next here on the NCWLIFE channel.
For over 35 years, the Sangster family has been not only representing GMC, but the entire community. As one of the few family-owned dealerships in Washington, you can count on our personal integrity, which has spanned over 3 generations, to ensure your satisfaction.
Sangster Motors stands behind everything we sell, from GMC professional-grade products and service from a professional-grade dealership.
Remember, caring about your family is what brings you back to ours.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
First 2 sets go the way of the home team here tonight as Eastmont won the first one 25-14 over Ephrata, and just coming off a 25-10 in set number 2. Our broadcast tonight on the NCWLIFE channel brought to you in part by Global Car Care. Your vehicle is their number 1 priority. Diesels and European cars are their specialty. Pickup and drop off available too. Stop by the website at globalcarcare.net. Also by Highlander Golf Course and Grill. Plan your next event today. Call the Pro Shop and schedule your time on the Full Swing S4 widescreen golf simulators, or just get out there and play some golf. 509-884-4653 is the number to call. That's 509-884-4653. As we mentioned, first of 2 volleyball matches this week on the NCWLIFE channel. We'll be back on Thursday nights across the river at Wenatchee High School with the Panthers and the Davis Pirates. That one should be a good one. 7 o'clock. We'll have that one live on here on the NCWLIFE channel. Then next Tuesday, our first soccer match of the year, as the West Valley Rams come calling to Leibofto Field to take on the Wenatchee Panthers. 7 o'clock, Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wisen will have the call on that one. And then football, no football this week. Both our local teams that we do are out of town. Cashmere's out of town. Everybody's out of town. So we'll be off for football until next Friday, September 19th, as Eastmont will host Davis. And I think that is homecoming. I've got Jackson Dodd over here. Hey, Jackson Dodd. Davis Eastmont, is that homecoming? Okay, it is. All right, I had my noodle about me. So that's 7 o'clock, 6:30 pregame with yours truly and Grant Olson. That'll be next Friday on September the 19th here on the NCWLIFE channel, your local TV station. Happy to bring you high school sports. And by the way, when we talk about our sponsors here, we certainly hope if you get a chance to stop by their location and say, hey, you know, when I saw that you were helping out the broadcasts on the NCWLIFE channel to bring local high school sports, thank you. Thank you for doing that. We appreciate that. We appreciate them, and we appreciate you for watching us here tonight. If you're watching on Local Channel 12, Charter Channel 19, or should I say Spectrum Channel 19, also on the web at ncwlife.com. We stream on our Facebook page, NCWLIFE, or let's see, facebook.com/NCWLIFE. Also YouTube. We're all over the place. All right, so it's Ephrata service as they are down 2-0. And getting the service for the Tigers will be Alyssa Demarkowski. And her serves a good one across as Eastmont will just get it back across by the help of Shelby Howe. Here's a bunch of bodies at the net, and it falls on Eastmont's side. Oh, beautiful idea up front for Bennett. Tigers counter. Bennett again on the kill. This time, Karam's off the fist of a falling down Faith Rodriguez, and will be a point to Eastmont. In for the Wildcats is Kennedy Duncan, number 7, and Everly Lawson, number 6. It'll be Duncan on the service here for Eastmont. Service. Nice little soft serve at the net, and waiting a little bit too long to see if that was going to hit the net or not. I understand what she was looking at there. Alyssa Demarkowski said, I don't know if that's going to hit the net. I don't know if I need to put my hands out. She finally puts her hands down, but then it was a little bit too late. So 2-0 Eastmont. Good service this time. A little miscommunication on the back line between Rodriguez and Demarkowski, and it's a point to Eastmont on the ace by Kennedy Duncan. And we're going to get a quick timeout taken here by Coach McLeod. We'll keep it right here during the timeout this time around since we're so early into this third set of the night. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Sangster Motors, family owned and operated, home of the all-new electric Hummer pickup and SUV. Also by Save Mart. Shop smart, shop local, serving the Wenatchee Valley since 1962. We've been talking about NCWLIFE here for a while, coming up on our 9th anniversary of broadcasting here on the NCWLIFE channel. Began back in 2016. In the fall of 2016, we started things off with doing some high school sports. Steve Oak was on the call back then. We also, because of agreements for Wenatchee High School at the time with Cozy Radio, we had to take, when they were home and we broadcast their games, we had to take the audio from Cozy Radio at the time. And that was fine. Ian Dunn back in the day doing the play-by-play back then, but happy to be able to lend our voice to our broadcast here ever since on the NCWLIFE channel. So here we go, back in action as Duncan on the serve. Ephrata with a nice counter to get it back across. Here's a set at the net, and the Tigers get it across. How about that? Woo! And this, oh my goodness, beautiful cross court. Little dink at the net for the Wildcats to get the point for Eastmont that time around. Great job up front by Avery DeGeorgis. 4-0 Wildcats. Duncan continues serving, but hold on, we're going to whistle. And the point goes to the Ephrata Tigers on a little movement before the serve by Eastmont. I know Rob Jammerman is probably a little frustrated about that, but it is also their first match of the year. So you're going to have that a little bit. I mean, you watch preseason football, you get penalties all over the place. You're going to have some mistakes here and there. This one hits the antenna, so it goes out. off of the service by Ephrata and the return by Eastmont. So a point to the Tigers. They gather a couple of points in a row in their basket. So they trail at 4-2. Service again by Chornick. Alexis version. And this is going to be an ace. As getting down to a knee was Ellie Gale, but just can't quite get enough on that one. So 3 points in a row here for the Tigers. 2 offensively, 1 on a rotation problem by Eastmont. Service. Cross court, and that is out. Point to Eastmont. Good communication on the back line back there by Ellie Gale and Abby Gale. Well, sisters, I would hope they would communicate. And now Abby will have the service for the Wildcats, leading at 5-3. Her serve can't quite make it over the net. Sometimes, you get your timing off a little bit on the chuck of the ball in the air, and then you jump to serve to hit it, and you're going down, ball still going up, and fingers don't quite hit it right. That's just what happened there. So Faith Rodriguez now with the service for Ephrata. Tigers within 1. Trying to stay alive here in the third set after Eastmont won the first 2. Up front is Chornick. Here's a left-handed kill that comes right back in the face of Vasquez after the stonewall up front for Eastmont, and big smile on the face of Avery DeGeorgis. Avery comes out as Isla Chapman comes back in. I'll tell you, Chapman has had a whale of a match here tonight. Service for the Wildcats will be by Ellie Gale. The libero will serve, and that is a very difficult serve. Trying to get out after it was Alexis Chornick, but it will go off of her fists and out of bounds, and a ace here for the Wildcats libero Ellie Gale. The junior serves again. Rifle serve, spins off of the fist, and again another ace as they go right at Alexis Chornick. Suddenly back to a 4-point lead for the Wildcats at 8-4. Ellie again with the service. Just that absolute knuckleball. Ephrata with the scramble, they do get it across. Cats spinning shots. Again, there is Isla Chapman for the kill and the point. 9-4. As Ellie Gale will continue to serve here for Eastmont. Wildcats, after a 7-win season a year ago, will try to get their first big win here tonight at home. This ball, again, deflected at the line, right back into the lap of Navi Kaur. And Kaur will just watch that ball go out of bounds. So another point to the Wildcats. 10-4 now. The score, good buddy. Ellie on the service. Gale serve, again back line. Tigers are there. Here comes a kill attempt at the net. It deflects off a finger. Eastmont keeps it alive. Wildcats cross court, kill attempt. Tigers are there. They deflected. Here's Rodriguez back over her head. That's a tough one to get up across the net. The Tigers do. Here's Eastmont, little dink shot, and a beautiful idea up front by Kennedy Duncan, and the point. Rob Jammerman extolling the virtues to his ladies as he shows Ellie Gale where he wants her to serve. She will go exactly where he asked her to, right into the fist of Chornick. Goes out of bounds. Another point to Eastmont. They're on the run here, 12-4. Ellie Gale again back to serve for Eastmont. Just kind of a defensive move for the Tigers, and they will not get it across again, as these services are just too much for them to handle. Isley Haney, and that one come right at her, and it was just, she was trying to defend herself more than she was returning it. Ellie Gale again with the continued service for Eastmont. Now the ball tips the net. That's so hard to keep your focus on it. Rodriguez gets it across. Eastmont with the scramble. Up front it comes for the kill attempt and a block at the net, and it will fall on the side of the Wildcats and be a point here for Ephrata, as Lauren Magnuson couldn't quite get enough on that one. Substitution as Sydney Chornick will come in for the Tigers to replace Addison Vasquez. Chornick will have the serve as the Tigers trail at 13-5. We're going to get a timeout taken as Brittany McLeod wants to talk it over with her ladies. So as they take a timeout on the floor, we'll take a timeout on the broadcast as well. 30 seconds on the timeout as Eastmont leads at 13-5, going for the sweep tonight at home. We're back with more after this on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Okay. Welcome back again here to Eastmont High School. Our broadcast brought to you in part by Valley Tractor, North Central Washington's trusted equipment and rental dealer for 75 years. That's right, 75 years here in Wenatchee in North Central Washington. So after the timeout by the Tigers, it's one of those rare occasions where they take a timeout and they have the serve. Usually it's the other way around. Sydney Chornick on the serve, and that is a knuckleball. It gets across the net. Eastmont with the kill. Do you call it a kill if it's softly put? Or is that killing you softly? Lauren Magnuson with the point for the Wildcats. 14-5 Eastmont. As the Wildcats will send McKenna Bennett back to serve. Bennett surveys the defensive set. Goes back line, and there for the return is Chornick, and it'll be a point to the Tigers. Nice job by Ephrata that time. It's not been since the first set, but they've been able to cleanly return one and then set up their offense as Navi Cower was there to help on that one, and the service will be to Isley Haney. Haney's service, cross court, back line. Right there is Ellie Gale. Another kill attempt at the net. This one blocked by Ephrata. And soft serve there for Eastmont at the line. And now Wildcats going to have to scramble. Can they get it across? They will. Tigers are there. Ephrata up front. A little bit too far back on the kill attempt, so they'll just bump it back over. Wildcats bump it back over as well. Kind of both teams scrambling right now. Here's a good set for the Tigers. Goes to the back line. Wildcats there. Up front, little right-handed swipe by Eastmont is returned nicely. Longest volley of the night right here, right now. And a kill attempt to hold on. We got somebody in the net for Ephrata. It'll be a point to Eastmont. That's twice now we've had a long volley that was ended by somebody in the net. That was a good one. 15-6 Eastmont with the lead and the service as Lauren Magnuson will drop back to serve. Magnuson approaches, and she will go right into the lap of Chornick. Here is Eastmont with a counter. Comes all the way back across the net. Here's a swipe at the net by Ephrata. Wildcats counter, falling down, bodies all over, point to Eastmont. Front right for Eastmont was Shelby Howe, I believe. She'll get that point. Magnuson continues the service, leading at 16-6. Serve back line, and again, just kind of a defensive return here for the Tigers. Gale, the set, the kill attempt, into the net, and Ephrata can't do much with that. Again, right place, right time for Isla Chapman. Magnuson service. Boy, that spinning just barely gets across the net. Kill attempt, stalls on the top of the net, hangs for a moment. Now returned by Ephrata. The Wildcats with the push. Two bodies collide, nobody able to get through the wreckage to get to the ball. And so it's a point to Eastmont. Wildcats up by 12, largest lead here in set number 3. Eastmont won the first set 25-14, the second 25-10. Looking for the sweep here at home tonight, as Lauren Magnuson will continue on the service. Barely got it across again. Ephrata calling for it, but body's out of sorts as far as where they want people to be, scrambling after the ball. And another point to Eastmont. Magnuson looks over to Coach Jammerman. Gets what they want, and good communication that time on the back line by Sydney Chornock. Got some help from her teammates. She'll let that ball go too deep. A point to Ephrata as they snap the string there by Magnuson. And a substitution here for Ephrata as Tessa Hoskin comes in. Service for the Tigers. Kill attempt at the net by Abigail. It's been a while since she's had a kill attempt at the net, and it goes right into the net. Trajectory a little bit off, timing a little bit off, so a point to the Tigers. So the service again by Kennedy Schaefer. Go, beautiful idea. We're going to get a point to Ephrata. Apparently the Wildcats were over the net, meaning that they were deflecting the ball or hitting the ball on Ephrata's side of the net. Can't do that. You can't do that. Block at the net here by the Wildcats. Ooh, pancake move by the Eastmont. And how about that point right there? Giving a little dance. Happy dance there for McKenna Bennett as she came flying in. Somehow got her hand between the ball and the floor. Kept it alive. Eastmont ends up getting the point. My, oh my. Isla Chapman will have the service here for Eastmont. See if the Wildcats can get her done on this service. 5 points away from the sweep here tonight. Tigers kill at the net. Stays alive. Eastmont with the counter. Here's a kill attempt again. Little off for Abigail. Tried the right hand from the left side, but the angle was totally wrong. My brother likes to say the angle of the dangle wasn't quite right. 20-10 our score. As it's Demarkowski with the service for the Tigers. Eastmont trying to get bodies in the right spot, so here we are, good to go. And the service spins off of Wildcat and will head to the floor, so that's as good as an ace there for Demarkowski. As Eastmont out of sorts there, and Coach Jammerman wants to talk to him about it because that was well, honestly, one of the ugliest plays all night by Eastmont. We'll take a 30-second break and come back. 20-11 our score. Wildcats on top. You're watching high school volleyball tonight here on the NCWLIFE channel.
School's back, but this is the kind of math we like. Over 100 slices of pepperoni, one giant Abby's pizza feeds up to 6 hungry people. That's A+ value, toppings to the edge. That's been the Abby's way since forever. Now go do your homework. When someone says, bring home the bacon, we know what they mean. They want Abby's legendary Bacon Cheddar Pizza, loaded with country bacon and packed with Canadian bacon. On sale now at abbys.com. This month, bring home the bacon at family-owned Abby's.
Thanks for joining us for high school volleyball tonight on the NCWLIFE channel. First of 2 we'll have this week. We have Wenatchee on Thursday night when the Panthers host the Davis Pirates. That should be a good one. Big night opener for both schools. So Demarkowski continues on the service for the Tigers, and we got Eastmont again out of rotation. Second time tonight that has happened, and I know Coach Jammerman not happy about that, especially right out of a timeout that was called by Eastmont. So the Tigers on a little run here have closed the gap to 8 at 20-12. Demarkowski will have the service again. Her serve, back line, Wildcats, cross court on the kill attempt. Tigers are there. Ephrata goes back line with it. Eastmont defending. Kill attempt by the Tigers, and another point for Ephrata. They're on a run. High five all around up front for the Tigers as they get the kill. I think that was Chornick on the kill there. Demarkowski again, the service this time, though. Can't continue the run as it now becomes a 21-13 match. Substitutions for Eastmont again checking in is McKenna Bennett along with Emily Saddam. And it will be Emily on the service here for the Wildcats. 4 away from the sweep. Saddam, left-handed serve from the right side. There's Rodriguez. Now the kill attempt, and hold on. We got another point to the Tigers, I believe. Yes, we do. 21-14 the score. Service for Ephrata will be Alexis Chornick. Right down the line. Eastmont is there. And a beautiful little soft touch at the nets, and the point for Abby Gale. She's had so many of those swipes tonight that have not been at the right angle, and now she gets the point here on just deciding to go a little bit soft, and she will drop back for the service. Abby's serve, back line it is. Rodriguez is there to Chornick up front, to now backing up, just staying alive is Haney. Cross court, Eastmont, and this one will, I thought it touched a finger maybe, but no, it goes deep on the kill attempt up front by Lauren Magnuson, and will be a point to the Tigers. Back in for Ephrata comes Navi Cower, and meanwhile the service will go to the libero, Faith Rodriguez. 23-14, Ephrata just trying to keep it alive here in this third set. And oh my gosh, getting up so high there, it's just not fair. As up front for the kill was Avery DeGeorgis, and she will get the point, and Eastmont one serve away from winning this match here tonight. And on the service, it'll be Ellie Gale. Gale with the serve. Back line, there is Chornick. Up front it comes, a swipe. And Eastmont with a counter. Here's a set, and somehow, did they stay out of the nets? They did not. Eastmont came charging in. I think it was Bennett, but just couldn't keep her momentum away, or maybe Everly Lawson. Couldn't keep her momentum. Down to a knee to keep it alive was Demarkowski. Swipe by the right hand from the left side. The Wildcats now lose another point. It's the Tigers crawling back into it, 23-17. Again, Chornick on the service. Everybody ready? Bill Lieber, our official, says serve away, and she does. And it's to the back line for the Wildcats for Gale. Here's a kill attempt. It will spin. It will be countered. It will be across for Ephrata. They stay alive here. Wildcats again with the kill attempt. Hit by Rodriguez. Hits the ceiling. They keep it alive. They get it across. The ball goes skittering out of bounds. Off of the arm of Saddam, and another point to Ephrata. They're within 5. Eastmont's been on this set winner for a while. They just can't get her done. Game to 25. It's 23-18. Here come the Tigers again. Chornick, service. Eastmont, counter, kill. And Tigers finally just cannot find the rhythm to get that ball across. So here we go. Match point for the Wildcats. In comes Kennedy Duncan. Also coming in for Eastmont is Shelby Howe. It will be Duncan on the serve. So Jammerman mixing things up a little bit up front. That could be some of the rotation problems they've had. Duncan was the service. There's Rodriguez up front to Chornick. And a kill attempt. It's blocked and knocked into the floor on the Ephrata side, and will be a win for the Wildcats here tonight. And fittingly, Isla Chapman with the game and match winner, 25-18, our final. We will take a break and come back and get you post-match interviews with Coach Rob Jammerman. We'll try to also get Isla Chapman here as well as we continue the post-game show coming your way next here on the NCW Life channel.
News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCWLIFE channel.
When your heating or cooling system is giving you trouble, call the diagnostic doctor from Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Here's the culprit right here.
All joking aside, when you call Dick's, you're calling 35 years of experience at customer service right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's strongly believes in repairing before replacing, and they service all major brands of HVAC units.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCWLIFE. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
You trust the same doctor for your health and the same dentist for your smile. Trust Global Car Care to keep your vehicle running strong. We track your car's history so it gets the right care at the right time. With our 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty on parts and labor, you'll drive away with confidence. Global Car Care, your automotive experts. We service all makes and models, but specialize in Sprinter vans, Mercedes, Audi, Volkswagen, and BMW. Call or visit us today.
Your favorite local channel is now available for free on your smart TV and connected streaming devices. Watch live programming and catch up with the latest shows on demand. See the local stories that matter to you. NCWLIFE, now on Roku, Fire TV, and Apple TV.
Well, Wildcats start off the 2025 campaign with a big sweep here at home over Ephrata. Now talking with Isla Chapman, who was a key cog in that wheel after things back and forth. Well, I had like 10 ties and 4 lead changes in that first set. Talk about that, and then you guys really established the front line, I thought.
Yeah, for sure. I know we were really nervous, but really excited. So just getting into it, those first couple of points, definitely we weren't flowing as easily, but we got into it, and that still, we have more work to do.
Well, I mean, it's first match,
sure.
so, you know, that's how she goes. Talk about your guys' off season and getting ready for this year and having Rob Jammerman as your coach for the second time here for Eastmont.
Yeah, so this summer we worked really hard. We went to multiple camps. We went to UW camp. We worked with Coach McMahon here in the Valley. A lot of camps. We did a jamboree with other schools around here. A tournament in Zila. So we had a lot of volleyball this summer, and Rob's his biggest plan for us was, our goal is to go to state, and we're working on our fast offense, and he's been really empowering us and just lifting us to be confident and have a good season.
You guys seem very close. Is that the case off the court as well?
Yes, we are all I won't say best friends, but we all love each other. It's so funny.
So you talked about the goal. That was my next question about you guys, setting goals and setting your expectations, things like that. I think there's only 2 times in the history of Eastmont volleyball that they've been to state. So that's a tall task.
Oh, yeah. We have high hopes. This is, I think, we have such a good connection growing, and we're building that still, but we have a lot of hope for this season.
Well, and there's a lot of good volleyball here in North Central Washington. I mean, you look at what's happened across the river in Wenatchee and up at Chelan and Manson, for goodness sakes, and that seems to be filtering through to you guys too.
Yes. Yep.
Well,
a lot of good coaching in the Valley.
Congratulations on the win here tonight, and great match.
Thank you so much.
Isla Chapman joining us here on the postgame show. We'll come back, talk to the head coach, Rob Jammerman, as we continue right after this on the NCWLIFE channel.
Highlander Golf Course and Grill, located in East Wenatchee, offers terrific views and challenging play for golfers at every skill level. From the golf course to the grill, you don't need to be a member to dine in style and play golf too. Highlander's well-groomed fairways and greens keep it difficult, yet friendly for your regular rounds of golf or a new destination for you and your out-of-town friends. Contact the Highlander Pro Shop today to schedule your tee time, outing, or tournament. Open 7 days a week, where everyone is welcome to play and eat.
Now's the time to get a great deal on taking care of your property. You need the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. so you can do it all and do it right. Z-Series mowers that deliver a quality cut, and Sidekick utility vehicles where durability meets speed. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $2,500.
Here on the postgame show on the NCWLIFE channel, game, match, whatever you want to call it. The Eastmont Wildcats get an impressive win here at home tonight. 3-0 over visiting Ephrata, and Rob Jammerman now joining us. Coach, talk about your expectations. Isla Chapman just kind of filled us in on a busy off season for you guys. What's the expectations that you have, and how happy are you about getting a win here to start things off?
Every coach would say it feels good to get that first win. I felt like we've been focusing on playing disciplined, and the first 2 sets and all the way through the half of the third, they did that, and they let up a little bit. But they're a very, very good team when they play disciplined. When they swing smart, you saw the hitters, they were aware where the tips were open. We had a lot of points there. Served tough, and so you can see the maturity in them. They were a large group of sophomores last year, and now they're juniors, and there's just a lot of maturity there.
That first set was going back and forth, 10 different ties and 4 different lead changes, and then suddenly that front line really stood up, and I thought for Isla and for DeGeorgis, they really kind of separated themselves from the pack.
Yeah, exactly. They're both very dominant middles, and so when we're in system, meaning we've got a good ball going to our setter, we're running that quick attack, and it confuses that middle on the other side. They don't know where we're running, and so we were able to create the gaps for our hitters to hit through. And so, yeah, I think they're probably 2 of the strongest middles in the Big Nine. I hope so.
I mean, just a big difference between last year and this year for me, just watching it, and I know nothing about volleyball, but I said it several times during the broadcast tonight. Ephrata found themselves reacting way more, and you guys were on your sets. You were on your offensive set. That's what it seemed like anyway, and I'm sure that's what you wanted to accomplish.
Exactly. So when we play discipline, we pass well, we can run that offense. And so when you're we run when you're able to run that faster offense, you create confusion for the blockers. And so that's the thing. And so we've got Abigail, Ellie Gale, and Lowe, our primary passers. They're putting up good passes, and we've got 3 great setters, and our setters are they're the leaders out there on the offense, and they're both very vocal. If you watch them before every single play, they're making eye contact with every hitter, saying, hey, out of this, if we get a good pass, here's what we're running. We weren't doing that last year, or not to that degree. So much growth, much maturity.
Well, congrats on the win here tonight, and we'll see you as the season progresses.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
You bet. Rob Jammerman joining us here on the postgame show. We'll come back and wrap things up here at Eastmont High School, where the Wildcats sweep aside the Ephrata Tigers. Back with our final moments right after this.
NCWLIFE channel is your local TV station. We believe in being the spotlight and mirror to the communities we serve in North Central Washington. Programming on NCWLIFE would not be possible without our sponsors. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air.
one more time around here at Eastmont High School, where the Wildcats were able to sweep tonight against the Ephrata Tigers, and in the process, I think they served notice to the rest of the Big Nine that Eastmont is a team to be reckoned with here this season. It's a much different looking program than last year and years before. 25, 14, 10, and 18 our final scores here tonight as the Wildcats get the sweep and improve to 1-0, while Ephrata will head back home to Tiger Country and regroup after this one here tonight. That's going to wrap it up for our broadcast tonight. Thanks to our crew back in the studios, our production assistants back there, our studio coordinators, if you will. We've got Malcolm Whitehall and Eli Ginter also here on site. Our production assistant is Tim Bernowski. On cameras tonight, we had Juan Sanchez, as well as, did I get that right? I got that right. Okay, I just had a brain fart for a minute there. Yeah, okay. Paul Collard has been the poor guy that's been up in the rafters here tonight with no air conditioning happening here at Eastmont High School. I think he lost about 10 pounds tonight, but that's going to do it here for our broadcast on this evening. We'll be back again on Thursday for Wenatchee and Davis, and that one should be a good volleyball match. For all of us involved here tonight at Eastmont High School, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for watching your local TV station, the NCWLIFE channel, where the Eastmont Wildcats get it off to a 1-0 start by sweeping aside the Ephrata Tigers. Have a good night, everybody. Hand off to Zielinski around the right side. Got away from one man, got away from two. Squirts between the...
Thanks for watching exclusive coverage of high school sports on the NCWLIFE channel. This broadcast has been sponsored in part by our Platinum supporter, Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. Also by Abby's Pizza, Apple Valley Honda, Biosports Physical Therapy, Caldwell Banker Cascade, Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, Global Car Care, the Highlander Golf Course and Grill, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, and Valley Tractor. We now return you to normal broadcasting already in progress on the NCWLIFE channel, your local TV station.
Beautiful read by Ryan Branham. He'll score from 20 yards out.